Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live in. NFL Network has come out with their top 100 players of 2022. They revealed the top 20 players yesterday. I won't go over the top 100 in full. I will place a link in the description where you could find the top 100 players altogether, as well as the shorts I've been doing. I've been doing a short 10 players per short. Going over the top 100. I'll place that playlist in the description as well. I'll quickly go over the top 10 though in descending order. 10th, Travis Kelce. 9th, Jalen Ramsey. 8th, Patrick Mahomes. 7th, Devontae Adams. 6th, TJ Watt. 5th, Jonathan Taylor. 4th, Cooper Kupp. 3rd, Aaron Rodgers. 2nd, Aaron Donald. And 1st, the ageless Tom Brady. So in this video, I'm going to name 10 of the biggest snubs from the NFL Network's top 100 players of 2022. Some are coming off injury-plagued seasons that may have shortened their year, but you see a guy like Derrick Henry, he missed, I believe, 9 games and was 12th on the list. So these guys still, in my eyes, should have made it or at least been in strong consideration. So let's get into it. My top 10 snubs from the NFL Network's top 100 players of 2022. I will name the players in alphabetical order by last name. They are not ranked. Let's start with a Green Bay Packer. Amazingly, the Packers only had 2 players make the top 100, those being Devondre Campbell and Aaron Rodgers. Jair Anderson, though, did not make it. Alexander was a second-team All-Pro in the 2020 season. He did miss a bunch of last season due to a shoulder injury, but he had proven to be one of the best cover cornerbacks in the NFL in his 4 games last season, as well as his full season in 2020. Excellent coverage cornerback, as mentioned. Definitely a guy that the Packers need to stay healthy if they want to reach Super Bowl heights. Next, let's go with a left tackle, one of the elite ones in the NFL. Signed a huge deal to join the Miami Dolphins, Terron Armstead. Armstead's main problem has been unable to stay fully healthy. He played 15 games in one season, 14 games 2 other seasons, but has missed a multitude of games throughout his career. Despite that, he was named to 3 straight Pro Bowls with the Saints from 2018 to 2020. The Dolphins definitely hope Terron Armstead could stay healthy for most of the season. Here is a guy who is one of the top left tackles in the NFL. Surprisingly didn't make the list. Yes, he only played 1 game last season. But David Bakhtiari, phenomenal left tackle, as evidenced by from 2016 to 2020, he was named to 3 Pro Bowls and twice was a first-team All-Pro. In the 3 other seasons, he was a second-team All-Pro. He's also played in all 16 games in 5 of his 9 seasons, so it's not like he's a guy who has been on the shelf frequently. Jesse Bates finally signed his tender to play this season, his franchise tender. Probably didn't have as good a 2021 as he did 2020, but the safety did step his game up in the postseason, intercepting 2 passes as the Bengals made it to the Super Bowl. In 2020, he was named a second-team All-Pro. Next, we have wide receiver Chris Godwin. So Chris Godwin tore his ACL in December, but the team isn't putting him on short-term IR, it doesn't look. So he may be ready early in the season. And Mike Evans, I believe, was 50-something. And is Mike Evans that much better than Chris Godwin? They are definitely one of the top wide receiver duos in the NFL. In 14 games last season, Godwin caught 98 passes for 1,103 yards. In 2019, with Jameis Winston at the helm, 14 games, 86 catches for 1,333 yards. Chris Godwin, I definitely think, should have been on here. Khalil Mack traded from the Bears to the Los Angeles Chargers. Mack only played 7 games last season, but did have 6 sacks. And in the prior 6 seasons, from 2015 to 2020, he combined to total 66 and a half sacks. In 2016, he was named the Defensive Player of the Year. In 2018, he was the runner-up. 3 times he has been named a first-team All-Pro. Teaming him up with Joey Bosa on the Chargers gives the team one of the most deadly pass rushing duos in the NFL. All right, here's a guy who's faced a plethora of injuries throughout the past couple years. Christian McCaffrey, who's only played in a total of 10 of 33 games over the last 2 seasons. But in 2019, many consider him the best running back in the NFL. That season, he became just the third running back after Roger Craig and Marshall Faulk to rush for over 1,000 and have over 1,000 receiving yards as well. 19 total touchdowns that season. He's a guy who's still going second overall in many fantasy football drafts. I personally want to take him second overall, but I think he deserved a spot, at least in the back end of the top 100. DK Metcalf, imagine if he played in a more passing-friendly system. We know Pete Carroll loves to run the ball. Didn't quite reach 1,000 yards receiving last year, 33 yards short, but scored 12 touchdowns. In 2020, 83 catches for 1,303 yards and 10 touchdowns. DK Metcalf, just a downfield threat, 3,170 yards and 29 scores in 3 seasons. Unfortunately, doesn't have the best quarterback throwing the ball this season, as Geno Smith will start week 1. Another wide receiver, we got DJ Moore. DJ Moore, 3 straight seasons with at least 1,157 yards, despite not a very good group of quarterbacks throwing him the ball, including Sam Darnold. This year, at least, they have Baker Mayfield, which should be an upgrade, which may help Moore score more touchdowns, as he has 4 touchdowns in each of the last 3 seasons. And let's end with an Atlanta Falcons. No, the Atlanta Falcons are not expected to be a good team. They did have 2 players get on the top 100, those being Kyle Pitts and Cordarrelle Patterson. I believe A.J. Terrell is the best player on the team, though. The 16th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft has proven to be a standout cover corner, was a second-team All-Pro this past season while intercepting 3 passes. Again, Falcons are devoid of much talent on the team, but A.J. Terrell, at just the age of 23 years old, turning 24 on September 23rd, at least gives them a stud for the future. So those are 10 of my biggest snubs from the NFL Network's top 100 players of 2022. Some others I also considered include Tre'Davious White, cornerback with the Bills. I also considered A.J. Brown, wide receiver with the Eagles, offensive tackle Lane Johnson. It really is, the NFL is just heavy on wide receivers. That there were a lot of wide receivers who could have been considered that didn't make it. Just some off the top of my head: Deontay Johnson, Terry McLaurin, as I mentioned, A.J. Brown. Bunch of wide receivers could have been on here. Kind of surprising that Odell Beckham found his way toward the back end of the list over some of the names I just mentioned. But there you have it. Who were some of your biggest snubs? Are you surprised any of these guys did not make the top 100? Let me know in the comments. Also, quarterback, let me mention, I don't know if they purposely left off Deshaun Watson. He did not make it. And I think they mostly got the quarterbacks right. Kirk Cousins, I think, was the last one to make it. If I were to say the biggest snub at quarterback, I guess I would probably go with Matt Ryan if we are not including Deshaun Watson. But anyhow, there you have it. Again, I'll place in the description my shorts of the NFL Network's Top 100, as well as a link to the actual website portraying the top 100 guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.